The better barrier values and other improved values are forcing us very much in last, especially for 20, 15 years. It's something like you are trying to improve, which is invisible and but connected with too many parameters. We have come to the better values, but now the recyclability topics are changing the metallized material features through to the clear barrier materials like alloys or silos, which is another invisible effect and connected much more parameters than the conventional metallizing. Barrier is the only one parameter for recyclability topic, but the topic will change too many things like monomaterial structures, post-consumer material collections, the layering, and less material usage, and so on. Also, another issue is the manpower. I don't know if it's called in the technical issues, but you say this is the niche market, so it's not easy to find a metallized production engineer, metallized production operators.
You have more than 30 years of experience in the metallizing industry. How have you seen this industry evolve over the time? What are some significant things that you feel have happened over these many years?
Let me start with one of my choice. I don't prefer to call myself as a legend. It can be called experience people. This is better for me. I'm in this business for 27 years. This is my first company with different positions of production and maintenance department. But metallizing was always part of my business. And my current position is a Senior Metallized Production Manager. So my experience about metallizing is almost 27 years, not 30 years, but close to 30. So more than half of my life is busy with the metallizing.
Yes.
If I come to your questions, like in every industry, metallizing industry is also evolving too. How can we assume? Because otherwise, it will definitely go back and will be beat by the other industries as well. When I started my career, metallizing film was using as a barrier product. Most of the companies were not able to measure any barrier values. Now all of them has their own OTR and VTR measurement devices.
Yeah.
And the specifications are now full with numbers like OT, adhesion values, surface energy, OTR, VTR, elongations, COF, etc. That's one of the sign for evolving of the industry. Out of the industry, people may think that we produce plastic package, maybe the West. But when you are in the industry, it's more than this one. And I'm not sure if any customer knows what's going on in the backstage. We are part of the long chain, or not to be weaker in future. We must evolve even more. We must evolve others too.
Right.
That's why I started with barrier, but now it's more than barrier.
Right.
Industry.
Yeah. So I think, whenever I am also talking about metallizing to anybody, people don't understand what it is, because it's a very niche industry. And somebody who's actually involved in it will only know what this is, because otherwise people don't know what this is. They know what is packaging, but they don't know what is metallizing. And I feel like, especially in food packaging, metallizing plays a very, very important role. So, Mr. In continuation with our discussion there, what do you think are the major technical hurdles that we are facing in metallizing today? Is there anything specific that comes to your mind?
The better barrier values and other improved values are forcing us very much in last, especially for 20, 15 years. It's something like you are trying to improve, which is invisible and but connected with too many parameters. We have come to the better values, but now the recyclability topics are changing the metallized materials features through to the clear barrier materials like alloys or silos, which is another invisible effect and connected much more parameters than the conventional metallizing. Barrier is the only one parameter for recyclability topic, but the topic will change too many things like monomaterial structures, post-consumer material collections, layering, and less material usage, and so on. Also, another issue is the manpower. I don't know if it's called in the technical issues, but you say that this is the niche market, so it's not easy to find a metallized
Yes.
production engineer, metallized production operators. So you have to improve and you have to increase your operator skills much more.
Yeah.
Machines are getting more equipped day by day. So your manpower should also improve himself accordingly. If they not combine with each others, one of them pull down the others. So both of them push themselves for the best. So the operator skills are important. Metallizing industry has limited place in the whole industry and limited people about metallizing. So to have the educated and experienced manpower is very important for the technical hurdles for improve everything's with every aspect.
Right, right. I think, you're right, because same people kind of keep rotating. They go from one company, the other, and, it's like, and it's very important that they also have a good skill development. Otherwise, they will, it's hard because metallizing is, like you said, very operator dependent. And Mr. Chris
Yes.
mentioned mono material film. So I understand Polibak is also come up with a mono material solution. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That film is called the C1-MB film, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So what is it exactly, and how does metallization help in this mono material film?
actually there are lots of BOPP producer and metallized material supplier in the world. Companies should have something different, something unique for the market. Otherwise, you become a commodity supplier.
Um,
And that's why our C1-MB ultra high barrier material has improved for this purposes. It's a corporation of the 4 companies and the combination of 3 processes and helping too many important topics to improve, like modern material solution, recyclability, and sustainability issues. There are too many inline coating line in the world. As I know, there are 20 inline coating line, but 7 of them is commissioned, but I don't know how many of them is running. But our line is running almost 1 week of the whole month with 4 tons of capacity.
okay.
So once you produce coated BOPP with 10.2 meter wide and with 4 tons capacity, you will have something better than the conventional BOPP line. So once you metallize this coated material, so you will have something different than the conventional BOPP lines. So you have better barrier values, better adhesion values, and better surface energy features than the metallizing value. So this is one of our strategic investment, and the produce material is also very good for us for the value-added products.
Okay. And is the C1-MB film the only mono material film Polybag is offering, or there are other films also that, are fall under this mono material film category?
Yeah, actually, it's changing. Maybe we will mention something about it in the CPP side. We have also CPP productions. CPP is also helping to produce monomaterial instead of polyethylene, polypropylene. Now you can use polyethylene and polypropylene. So you will have monomaterial solutions.
And my next question is, so between CPP and BOPP, what do you think has wider applications? I know Polybag does both, but according to you, what do you think has wider applications, and which one is more widely used in the industry, especially for metallizing? Which film is used for metallizing more out of CPP, BOPP?
Actually, BOPP has still wider application than the CPP. The physical appearance and the features of the BOPP can present more possibility for the converters.
Okay.
The both of them has different features in spite of being the same raw material, but BOPP still has more demand than the CPP. There was a big demand about the CPP before. We had one CPP line 6 or 7 years ago, but we had stopped to produce CPP. But monomaterial structure demands has changed our decisions. So we've installed the Europeans biggest capacity of the CPP line and also the widest one. So we have started to produce CPP again.
Okay.
And also we can metallize the CPP and also BOPP, but the CPP metallized is changing according to the locations. For example, in China, there are much more CPP metallized demand, but in Turkey, it's not that much. But we can metallize CPP and BOPP, but the CPP is very low at the beginning. Maybe it will also change by the other requirements, other topics like a monomaterial solution.
Oh, right. Okay. So, Mr. Bulent, I wanted to ask you now, this is slightly separate from what we've been discussing. So, in terms of supply side, you've been in this industry, like you said, for 27 years. And what according to you, makes an ideal supplier for the metallizing industry? Because, there are a lot of consumables which go into this. There's graphite tape, graphite suspension, evaporation boards, of course, aluminium wire, etc., etc. So, what do you think makes an ideal supplier in the metallizing industry?
Persistence is one of the key factors for every supplier. We would like to contact with same company, even with same people for our necessities, problems, requests, upgrades, which is a big problem for the old machines. So the persistence is one of the key factor. Another issue is the innovation. Every company has its own skills, limits, and abilities. But if you can combine your advantage with your suppliers, then it will give you more than the total sum. For example, for the machines, it's the robustness, technical assistance, and the speed should combine with the price. That's our key decisions for making new investment, new supplier changing.
Mm-hmm.
And also if you look at the machine sides, for example, some machine suppliers are trying to focus some special points. Some of them is closer to your industry. Some of them is at the other industry. They all making the metallizers, but some of them is making for the plastic. So other one is making electronic or maybe the batteries or something like that. The best selection is to choose which one is closer to your side. We are open to make new trials for the new improvement. So we are working together with all the suppliers for improving too many different things together, which is real example for win-win. It's always selling in the chats during commercial issues. Everybody say something about the win-win, but in practical, it's not that much easy, but we are really good for giving this opportunity to our suppliers.
Right. Okay. And Mr. Bulent, so I'll just close this off with one final question. This past year has been a little hard on the metallizing industry. A lot of people, had no orders to fulfill because there is excess demand in the market. So what do you think are the strategies we in the industry, could follow, converters in the industry specifically, they could follow? So, in order to remain competitive in this market.
Yeah, I'm in this industry for 27 years, but the competition is never it's always aggressive. So your differences will give you the better place than the others. As I mentioned before, companies should have something different than the others. It may be value-added products or different specialties or features of product. Otherwise, there is only one parameter left for selling your products. It's the price. But that's not sustainable. You can sell your product with low price, and I'm not sure only to sell is enough. Most of the companies have big capacities, so you should have repeating business for fulfilling these capacities. And also, if you sell well-added products, this is good because you are also selling your time, not only product. You're also selling your time. So the time should fulfill as rich as it should be. This is the main reason for being competitive. Another important issue is the service quality and the speed. And our geographical location is good for the three continents. We use this advantage with good service and quality and the speed, of course. So our strategy is to sell value-added product with good service and quality. That's why with our 9 metallizers, we are metallizing our nearly 30% of our wool productions for selling the value-added products.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bulent. And it was a pleasure to sit with you here today to have this discussion. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I also thank you. Thank you.